Sister. Okay, I know I did another video that had like the sister concept, but at this moment I cannot remember what that video was about, right? And this one has nothing to do with anything to do with like the show or the twin scenario. Or is that the one where I used it, the twin scenario? I think so. But either way, I had an entirely different video that I was working on from a download, right? From a download that I was given about someone smiling in your face. And I will upload that one apparently tomorrow. But I'm going to try my hardest to get this one out tonight. It is currently 8:30 at night. So I have until 11 to get this one uploaded. So I'm going to try to hurry this up. But I ended up falling asleep, right? I don't even remember what time it was last time I looked at the clock, but I woke up at 8:20, and I have my clock on military time, being that we grew up military brats and that I served in the reserves for a period of time. I always keep everything military time. So when I woke up and looked at the clock, it was actually 2020. So for someone, the year 2020 has some sort of significance when it comes to you and your sister, or maybe something that happened within the dynamics of the family in the year 2020. But anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and get to it because this dream was short, sweet, and to the point. And I don't know why, but because I literally dozed off and had this very, very specific dream, I am putting this one to the front of the line. I don't know why, but for some reason I'm feeling like this one needs to come out first. So in this dream, it starts off with these two sisters, right, that live with their father, and their dad is very controlling, like very, very, very controlling. Everything has to be done a specific way. If there's some sort of, let's say, like issue or scenario, no matter how big or how small, their dad will tell them, oh, you have to handle it like this, you have to do that. And he is very, very, very strategic, well, strict, I'll say. He's very, very, very strict about how things have to be handled. Everything has to be done exactly how he says it has to be done. Like this is like a tyrant, right? He's very, and like, it's not that what he's telling them to do is wrong. It's just that everything has to be his way. And of course, you know, like, they say what's good for the goose is good for the gander, but we know, like, in life, that's not true. You can have two different people going through a very, 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 like I said, no two scenarios are going to be exactly alike, but you can have two people going through very, very, very similar scenarios, and what works for one to handle that particular scenario won't necessarily work for the other person, because you have to think about who you are as a core and what specific outcome you're hoping to give. So everything doesn't work for everybody. But definitely this thing where, like, both of these sisters feel suffocated by this father. Now, the mother is in the dream, but she's more of like a background character, but she's there. She definitely is a lot more loving and lax, but there's something kind of a little off about her too. I don't know what the whole dynamic is with these sisters and their mom, but there's something estranged about the relationship that they have with their mom as well, right? Anyways. So in this dream, these two sisters decide we're moving out. We can't do it anymore. We're leaving. We're on our own. Both are adults. And I'm not judging anyone that's still living with their parents, not in this economy. I've had a lot of friends, right? A lot of acquaintances, I'll say, because I don't have very many friends. Very, 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 very few people. Enough that I can count on one hand that I actually consider a friend, right? I have like former classmates and acquaintances and people who have said that they've had to go back home to live with their parents just because of the dynamics of the economy, right? Like I said, like, it's affecting different people different ways. Either way, so both of these sisters decide that they're going to move out, and they move out together, right? And the thing about it is that one of these sisters is a single mother. She has one child. She has a teenage child, right? So these are definitely older, right? They still look very young, but they're, you know, older, right? So one sister has a teenage child. She's a single mother. The other sister has no children. So they end up moving. And there's something about the one that has the child actually financially is very well off. The one that has the child could afford to actually live on her own, but she wanted the companionship. She wanted the help. Being a single mother is hard. It's difficult, right? She wanted the help, right? So she ends up moving in. Now there's something about I don't know why. I'm guessing this sister had her reasons, right? I don't know if maybe it would spark some sort of jealousy, or maybe if it would change the dynamics. But there's something about the sister that has the child financially is actually well off. Financially, like I said, could actually afford to have her own place, but she doesn't speak about her finances. As far as the other sister is concerned, they both have like very little money, right? And she keeps it that way. The other sister does not know how much money that she has coming in. The other sister, the one that does not have children, is the one that is struggling financially. So she needs her sister in the sense of it will help her if they can split the bills. Then it would allow her to be able to save and you know, give her a little bit more financial freedom, because moving out alone, she would have been like strapped for cash, right? So they decide to move in together, and they end up getting this beautiful apartment, like this really, really nice, beautiful apartment. It's huge. As a matter of fact, it is huge. It is very, very, very beautifully decorated. There's something to do. Now, this is where like the mom comes in, because they move into this apartment, and when they get there, all of their furniture is already there. Everything's in every room. Everything is set up. Like, the movers have already set everything up. there's something about, there are two gray couches that for some reason the movers stacked on top of each other. Everything else is where it's supposed to be in each room. The beds and everything are already set up, but the beds are already made up. Someone even took out, unboxed the sheets and made the beds up. But there's something about, there were two couches in the living room that for some reason were left stacked on top of each other instead of, you know, put in their proper place. And I don't know what that was about. But anyways, if that has any significance for anybody. But other than that, everything else was set up beautifully. And this is where like the mother comes in, because I think the mother might have been the one that helped the movers, or that told them what needs to go where and how. And I don't know why I'm getting why too. But because there's something about this furniture actually came from their mom. It was their mom's old furniture that she gave to them. So this furniture came from their mom. So their mom was like, this is the one part in my dream where they're actually talking to their mom. Or I don't know if they're talking to her, or if one sister, the sister that is the single mother that has money, is an intuitive. So I don't know if it's just like a conversation she's having with her mom, or if she's just envisioning her mom kind of doing all the work behind the scenes. But all the furniture comes from their mom, and there's still something about like there being some sort of strain on the relationship that they have with her. But their mom, of course, like showed up, you know, when they needed her, right? Or showed up in a sense, with provided them what they needed, right? But anyways, whether any of this scenario makes sense or none of it, the download that I got when I woke up, that's why I was like, let me just go ahead and do this one and release this. Like I said, I'm going to try to get this one out, not before 11. I'm going to try to get it out before midnight. I'm going to give myself a little bit more time, seeing as how it's like almost 9 o'clock now, and I still have to upload. And sometimes the uploading is what holds everything. Sometimes I can get the video recorded and I can get it downloaded from the app to my phone, but trying to get it uploaded into YouTube sometimes takes forever. I don't know why. Some videos will upload in 5-10 minutes. Other videos will take hours, and they're not even that long in length, right? I've been working on keeping my videos under 20 minutes, or at least under 30, but I've been working on keeping the majority of them under 20, right? But anyways, the message that came when I woke up, right, the download that came was, the answer to both of your problems is right in front of you. Like, the answer to your sister's problem is you. The answer to your problem is your sister. So if you are the sister that is having money struggles and you need a roommate, but you're too ashamed to say anything, you don't want to open up your mouth, you don't want anyone to know, there's something about Spirit is telling you to reach out to your sister. If you are the sister that is a single mother, you have a child, and you just want the companionship. You want another adult around, right? You want another adult. I can't tell y'all how many times I've had friends like that have children, or my sister that has children, that'll be like, sometimes I just want another adult to talk to. Sometimes I just want another adult in the house to have a real conversation with, right? So if you are the sister that just wants the companionship, you want the extra adult, right, in the house, Spirit is saying like to reach out to yours. So there's something about like, there are two sisters that are both struggling, but they're both trying to make it seem like everything is fine. And Spirit is saying that the answer to both of your problems literally is each other, right? The answer to both of your problems is each other. Y'all, this one was short, sweet. Like I said, I literally dozed off. This one was short, sweet, and to the point. So I'm just going to leave that there. If there's more download or something that comes out later, I'll just do a part 2. But I don't want to make this one too long, because I kind of want to finish working on the other project that I was working on. But either way, y'all, that's the message for today. As always, if you've made it this far, thank you for listening. Bye.